So you're in a grocery store hoping to get in and get out as soon as possible. There might be some lines to get in with people spaced 6 feet apart. The rolls in the bakery might be wrapped in individual pieces of plastic, and the cashier who checks you out might be wearing a mask. This is the scene around the country as coronavirus continues to change the way we live. And for essential workers in grocery stores, the risk is even higher. Hello, welcome to the Codcast, hosted by Commonwealth Magazine. I'm Sarah Betancourt. Today, I have Jose Lopes, an employee at a Boston Stop and Shop supermarket, and Dan, a worker at Whole Foods, joining us. Dan has asked that his last name be withheld. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having this whole conversation.
Wonderful. So let me first get a sense from you. What kind of work do you do at your respective supermarkets? And Jose, why don't you start?
I work at Stop and Shop in Boston, and I work as a receiver.
And can you tell me a little bit about what that entails, just normally?
Basically, I take in the trucks that come in, and I take the vendors that have their own individual items that they bring into stores.
And Dan, what about you?
I work in the grocery department, so I work stocking shelves, helping customers.
Okay. So I'm guessing your day-to-day lives have been pretty impacted by coronavirus, especially at work. Can you explain a little bit about how that's played out for you? And Dan, perhaps you can go first.
Yeah, so I mean, as you may imagine, it's a very stressful work environment right now. Myself and other employees at the store are pretty worried, not just about getting the coronavirus ourselves, but, a lot of people I talk to who live with older relatives like parents and grandparents are, quite scared of going home and spreading the disease. So people have had to just take unpaid time off on their own expense if they can't get the paid time off because they're just scared to come into work and come home and spread the disease.
And do you feel that way as well? Like, are you scared to go to work?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going, it just, makes sense financially. So, I'm taking all the precautions I can, like hand sanitizer, stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely always on your mind, especially seeing like customers, come in, for their like weekly 15-minute grocery run, just in like full protective gear, like trying to stay away from everyone. And then you have the workers who are just like there for 40 hours a week. So it's, it's a bit of an uncomfortable, stressful situation.
And Jose, are you seeing something similar at Stop and Shop?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a scary situation when you see everybody wearing a mask and wearing gloves. You see customers come near you, you want to back up and try to keep that distance. But it is extremely hectic. And I wouldn't imagine in 38 years that I've been working for Stop and Shop that this scenery would come around in my lifetime.
Wow, that's an incredible amount of time that you've been working there.
Yes.
So nowadays, is Stop and Shop providing you with any, I guess this is what everyone's calling personal protective equipment, like gloves, masks, sanitizer?
Yes, they are, but the problem with that is like mask is a very limited amount. They want you to reuse the N95 mask, which it states in the box that you shouldn't be reusing it. That's scary. We think about that you're using something that you shouldn't be using to protect yourself from this deadly disease.
And do you find yourself in the proximity of a lot of other people pretty often? Like, how often during a shift do you feel like, oh gosh, I'm too close to someone else? And has that like given you any anxiety or concern about bringing, a potential infection home to your family?
Oh, absolutely. You think of it all the time because you are in a situation where you most likely. I mean, I'm about to say that most likely there's someone in the grocery store is going to bring it to their homes because it's that situation that people have to shop, but you have to be there in order for them to shop. So it is very stressful.
I would just add that, yeah, it's, if you're out on the floor, it's, pretty much impossible to not sometimes come in contact with people, customers you're helping or just passing by. So, yeah, it's definitely a concern.
So, when it comes to personal protective equipment, it can only do so much. And I know the governor has these new rules for grocery stores saying that the stores can only allow 40% of the usual amount of people, including employees, inside. Are you seeing that there's less people in your stores, and have your stores taken precautions like putting down tape to keep people 6 feet apart?
Yes, at Stop and Shop they are doing that. They have the one way aisles. They are doing all those stuff. But I still think 40% of the amount of people in the store is too much.
And are you seeing lines outside at all?
Not yet. The store that I'm in is majority catered to students, and with this, all the colleges around left is not as bad as it was when they were here.
Yeah, they have the tape on the floor for spacing people out. Yeah, and they started, limiting the number of people who come in the door. So, yeah, it's certainly less hectic than it was earlier on.
And can you guys describe sort of like what it looks like to limit the amount of people in your stores? Like, is there a staff member stopping people and saying, you got to wait till the next person comes out? Like, what is it like?
Well, thus far, what they're doing is one of the managers is walking around with an iPad and counting how many people are in the stores, and then they'll make an announcement saying that the fire code is a certain amount of per people in the store, and at this time there's only this amount of people in the store, and they're supposedly going to be doing it every hour, but thus far there's not a person out there locking the door or anything like that yet.
Yeah, I think it's something similar at Whole Foods. They have a line out the door. And yeah, I don't know exactly how they count how many people are in the store.
And have the attitudes of customers changed very much? Like, have they tried talking with you at all about this, or do they seem anxious at all? And what do you have to say to customers during all of this?
Oh, well, it's very difficult. You really don't have a conversation unless someone is asking you for where something is at. Um, but you can see that the mentality of the person that's in the store is to get in and get out as fast as they can.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's the same experience for me. Definitely you can sense the stress level of customers when they're in the store, and yeah, the other thing I'd mention is like just recently, a bunch of Whole Foods and probably other grocery chains in the Boston area have been having employees test positive for COVID-19. So I think that is, I sense that is obviously a big concern for customers. And right now, I think, you can just find out in the media that the stores have had an employee test positive, but, something that myself and other people involved in this global sick out strike that happened last Tuesday about the working conditions. Something we were concerned about is the policy of what the stores do when they find out an employee tested positive. And right now, as best I understand, they're not shutting down. They're just informing the Department of Public Health, who informs the media, and then reopening. And so, yeah, something we're calling for is just shutting down stores till it's safe for employees and customers to come back and reopen.
And so at each of your respective stores, is there a plan in place for if someone finds out that they're positive? Like, is there a phone tree? Do your managers call you? Do you have any clue about any of that?
I know at Stop and Shop they're keeping it really hush hush. if someone is positive. They don't want to. They're trying to get people to find out the information of who you be in contact with, so they can inform that person. But they're not informing everyone in regards to it.
And is that something that you want to see change, Jose?
Oh, absolutely. Um, if this is not a game, this is extremely dangerous. I think that the employers have to take every precaution possible for the employees and the customers, and by letting them know that someone tested positive and they did this and did that, or they limited something, or they did something in regards to the safety. Yeah, it would be a good thing.
And Dan, what about the protocol with Whole Foods?
Um, yeah, I mean, as best I understand, or just from what I've heard, the employees get notified by voicemail, and then it's, the customers can find out through the media. But yeah, I agree that this is a very serious issue. I mean, just recently, I heard that an employee at Market Basket in Salem died of coronavirus. So this is a very real thing that needs to be taken seriously, and I definitely think they need a better policy of just shutting down stores, or maybe putting a sign on the door to inform customers when somebody tests positive.
And I mean, like, it's so hard to get a test. And a lot of people have probably had coronavirus and they don't even know it, customers and staff alike. Like, do you think that there should be an increase in disinfecting stores? Is that already happening?
Uh, not to the extent that it should be happening. I mean, I think they are doing the minor things where people touch the most. They are doing that, but I don't think that if, with a disease that we know it can cause death, I think it should be done. More should be done.
Okay. And Dan, what about you? Are you seeing like round the clock cleaning? Are they shutting down early to clean at your Whole Foods?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an increase in sanitation cleaning procedures. I think like both overnight and also just throughout the day, just wiping down handles and stuff like that.
And I mean, who has to do a lot of this cleaning? Is it Stop and Shop and Whole Foods employees themselves? Do they have a private company that specializes in deep cleaning coming in?
In Stop and Shop, they don't have a person that's specialized. They have another company that is doing it, but I don't think that's enough.
And Dan, what are you saying?
I'm not actually sure who. Well, I mean, they have employees do cleaning, throughout the shift. There's a procedure, but I'm not sure who handles the overnight deep cleaning.
All right. So if you do test positive for COVID-19 in your store and you let your manager know, what happens in terms of like paid sick time? Are you taken care of?
At Stop and Shop, you are paid. You will be paid for the time lost. So there's no worry in that. But that's only because the local union negotiated that piece of it, and that's why they're doing it. But if it wasn't for that, I don't think it would happen.
And what union is this?
Local 1445 UFCW.
And Dan, what's the protocol for paid sick time at Whole Foods like right now?
Right. Yeah. So as I understand, the current paid sick leave policy is they provide 2 weeks paid sick leave if you produce a positive test for COVID-19, or if you're placed into quarantine. And yeah, this is actually the thing that got me and all the coworkers I talked to just worried that Whole Foods and Amazon was not highly prioritizing the safety of the employees and customers because, I mean, basically what that does is it incentivizes people to come into work sick or without proper quarantine if they don't have enough accumulated paid time off, just because it's so hard to get testing, so Yeah, and it's not just us who think this. Like, there was a letter from 14 state attorney generals, including the Attorney General of Massachusetts, to Jeff Bezos and John Mackey, the CEO of Whole Foods, urging them to change this policy because it's just not, adequate to protect the public health, basically. And so, yeah, we think that this is a serious issue that needs to change. They need to provide the paid sick leave just for people who are showing symptoms of the COVID-19 without requiring a test or a formal doctor's note.
Let's get back to sort of what management is doing in these situations. Do you feel either one of you or both of you that the management in your store has a lot of control over how to respond to coronavirus, or is there, even a company above them that has to sort of put some more rules in place?
Yeah, I mean, my sense is that it's been just a very hectic situation. I mean, like, nobody was prepared for this. And so, I think like a lot of the major policies that, have implications for safety for employees and customers are coming, not from the stores, but from the national level. That's where they set these, like the paid sick leave policy that I mentioned. Things like reimbursing employees for testing, hazard pay, and the policy for what they do when an employee tests positive for COVID-19. So, yeah, I think like, the people at the individual stores, or like a store where I work, are just trying to, do the best they can in a very difficult situation. But, yeah, really, like, who we're calling on to provide better benefits and protections here are the national leadership of the company.
At Stop and Shop, it's always from the headquarters. The managers don't have any say exactly what the policies are. If there's a problem arises, they'll make a phone call to their supervisor, and probably their supervisor will make a call to their supervisor, and that's how it comes down to exactly what the policies are.
And when was the first day that you can remember that, either of your companies were like, all right, coronavirus exists, we're going to be changing some things?
Oh, there was never. I mean, the news was out there that this thing was going on, but there was never a plan of what they were going to do. I think it was basically day to day and change things as it goes as the event going on.
And Dan, did they send you guys like a company wide email saying, hey, we're going to start giving you guys gloves? Like,
I mean, like the first like indications of this whole thing was the panic buying. Like, this was I don't know, maybe around a month. Like when people first started to hear of the coronavirus, there was this massive wave of panic buying where the shelves got blown out, and then yeah, it was only I guess after that when there were some safety procedures that started being phased in, but yeah, it's just been kind of like a slow phase. Like every day, like there might be something slightly changed, and people mention something, but yeah.
and what was that period of panic buying like for you guys as people who had to stock shelves? Um, what was it like even like dealing with suppliers?
Well, the way it looks like is like when they predict a storm is coming, um,
Mm-hmm.
the panic starts, and then all of a sudden they know that this is going to hit. So it was like a storm that's hitting, and it's hitting hard, and then you keep getting more and more and more, and then as soon as people got news of it, and then that's when panic started. Everybody went in the store and they buying different stuff, and for some reason or not, everybody wanted to buy toilet paper. I don't know why, or water. That's something unique that I've never seen before.
And do you guys run out at all, or?
Oh, absolutely. We ran out as soon as well, actually, as soon after President Trump made it his speech. That's when everybody really panicked, and they came in and just wiped everything off. Every single piece of toilet paper, every piece of water was gone.
And Dan?
Yeah, I mean, there was a limited amount that where we were able to order each day. So yeah, things like toilet paper, paper towels would just sell out in the first couple hours, and yeah, the shelves were just blown out.
And has this died down at all in the past week or so?
Yeah, it's died down, because they're limiting the number of people who come in the stores and things like that. So, yeah, the shelves have slowly been replenished.
At our store, not to that extent. I mean, we're still out of toilet paper. Toilet paper will come in a very limited amount, and we don't limit how much you buy. So whoever comes first grabs it first.
Yeah, we're also often run out of toilet paper too. Yeah.
And so, I'm trying to paint a picture here for listeners. When before coronavirus versus now, when you walked into the store, what was your life like going to work? Like nowadays, do you go in with the mask and the gloves on? Do you have to wash your hands as soon as you finish stocking one shelf? And what is it like?
Absolutely, it's totally different. I mean, night and day. You go in there. What I do, I go in with a mask, with gloves, and I try not to take it off. The whole day, I try not even to take a break or to eat something or anything like that. It's just keep the mask on until you go home. That's my attitude, and that's the only way I'm going to survive this.
Isn't that uncomfortable? What's it feel like?
Absolutely, absolutely uncomfortable. It's horrifying, but it's best to be safe than to be sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's very stressful. Like basically, yeah, like I try to keep on the masks and gloves as much as I can, and then if I take them off, I'll hand sanitize. And just always thinking not to touch my face and things like that. So you feel kind of exhausted at the end of the day just from the stress of all the hygiene procedures you need to do to try to not get sick.
I know stocking shelves, you're touching things that other people have already touched pretty often so that, they could get from the creator of, cereal to be bagged, to be put in a cardboard box and then brought to the store, brought off a truck. Are you nervous handling things that have been, touched so many times? And how are you dealing with that?
The only way you deal with that is not to think about it. It's make sure you have gloves on. Don't take it off, and if you do take the gloves off, make sure you wash your hands and then touch whatever you're going to touch, and wash your hand again. Wear gloves. But if you start thinking about that scenario, you would absolutely go out of your mind.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. There's kind of a limit to the amount you can. I mean, it's like I try to do everything I can to practice good hygiene, but it's like there's just too many things to worry about. So yeah.
And so I guess the interesting thing in all of this is that the state government is classifying you guys as essential workers. What does that mean to you? And I guess, what do you want the public to know about this?
Well, if we were like Stop and Shop, we went on strike April 11th of last year to get a contract, and a lot of people were saying that we should go back to work. But now we're essential workers. That's night and day from that time to now. So if I am an essential worker, I should have everything that maybe the hospital have. I mean, I'm not saying we're that important, but we are important, and so we should have masks. We should have everything that essential workers have. We should have it also.
And do you guys get hazard pay at all?
We are getting 10% above what we get paid. Is that enough? I don't think so. I think it should be time and a half.
Yeah, so Whole Foods workers got a $2 an hour raise, but yeah, I agree with Jose that considering the risk people are taking for themselves, I mean, people have already started dying who work at grocery stores, like Market Basket, Trader Joe's. So yeah, I think it should be more than that. Not to mention the risk people are taking, if they come home and spread it to the grandparents who might be at high risk of it and things like that. So yeah, I think it definitely needs to be more.
Now, do you have any parting thoughts as we bring this to a close?
Oh, the only thing you can say is everybody has to do their part, and customers have to follow the rules when they go in the stores because it's not only dangerous for us, but it's also dangerous for the public when they come to the store. So obeying the rules is the key to this whole pandemic.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I would say, like, it's just a very difficult situation for everyone. The grocery store workers, the customers. We're all just in it together, trying to get through it. But basically, the workers at Whole Foods are calling on the national leadership of Whole Foods and Amazon to do more to protect, not just the workers and the customers, but the public health of the country by, changing some of these policies, like the paid sick leave policy that I mentioned, hazard pay, and then a policy for shutting down stores and, when an employee tests positive for COVID-19, and paying employees while they're shut down till they can safely reopen. And we just think that that this is stuff that Whole Foods and Amazon could absolutely do. They have the money, they're doing well financially. So we're all just trying to get through it. But yeah, we're just calling on the national leadership to make some changes.
Mm-hmm. From your colleagues at Whole Foods and Stop and Shop, like there's so many different roles at supermarkets. You could be at the bakery, the meat counter, seafood. What are you seeing in maybe just a couple departments? Like, can you paint the picture of, is it different getting a piece of fish? Are bakery departments looking any different?
Yeah, the bakery department is totally different because you used to you serve yourself and grab things for yourself, which I thought never thought it would come to this, but I thought in the past it was kind of dangerous for other people to be touching those food. But now they have coverings for every single item, which is absolutely great. That they've done that in the deli department instead of slicing individuals, they're doing pre-cuts and having that, or you can order it in advance how much you want, and they'll have it for you. So there's a lot of changes in different departments. I think pre-pack is going to become something of the future. I don't know about produce, but I think even produce is going to be something that they may have to look at in the future, that have it pre-packed so that not as many people are touching it.
Dan, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, similar to what Jose was saying. That there's been a bunch of hygiene related. I think they stopped doing the hot bar that they had for safety. Yeah, and they're just I mean, in all departments, making a bunch of changes that I think are good for just limiting touching, basically.
All right. Well, Jose and Dan, thank you so much for joining us. And to listeners of the Codcast, you were here with Dan from Whole Foods and Jose Lopes from Stop and Shop talking about the impact of coronavirus on grocery store workers. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me.